Now, he's got a pretty varied CV: troubled teenager, gay cowboy, investigative reporter, and now CIA agent. Jake Gyllenhaal's latest film, Rendition, is all about terror and torture. Five's Lara Lewington spoke to him about his role, as well as lunar travel and whether he's fallen for his leading lady.
The work we do is sacred.
No one has told me why I'm here or what I've done.
He's not giving us any answers. It's not working.
Jake Gyllenhaal is starring in Rendition, the latest movie dealing with the so-called war on terror. This time a thought-provoking look at extraordinary rendition, the practice of sending terror suspects to foreign jails for interrogation.
I played Douglas Freeman, who's a CIA analyst after a suicide bombing, is left with the job of observing a torture because the person who was assigned to the job is killed in the bombing. And he then starts to see this person be tortured.
We're seeing a few films at the moment that are about the war on terror. How difficult is it to bring that into an action movie? Because obviously it's a very controversial topic to be dealing with.
I think what's most important is kind of the human aspect of the movie. I think, people... we're in a world community now, and we all have to kind of take responsibility for our roles in that. And, the action of it and the political aspects of it are less important, I think, than the human aspects of it, which I think are, the prominent ideas in this movie.
Explain the phone calls, then we can all get out of here.
I can't.
What if the press were to get a hold of this dedicated family man just squirreled away to God knows where?
Does Jake feel he has more to learn about the threat of terrorism in today's world?
I have a lot to learn about what's going on. I think there are things we know and things we don't know, things we want to know and things we don't want to know. And I would like to know more. I say that, but then at the same time I think knowing more is probably going to take me into a world that's going to probably make me pretty upset.
Rumours are that the hunky and hairy actor is soon to be appearing in a movie about a tourist trip to the moon.
It's a movie about a private expedition to the moon to colonize the moon.
Would you like to be an astronaut and go off to the moon?
Yeah, I think the moon is an extraordinary thing. It's something in my generation, in our generation, I feel like we really don't know much about.
Please don't walk away from me. You have my husband. Just tell me he's okay!
Jake has been linked to a few famous ladies in his time, most recently his Rendition co-star Reese Witherspoon. So were they or are they an item?
You'll find the truth on the moon.
I'll find the truth on the moon?
Yeah, so maybe we need to colonize and get a private expedition to the moon.
Or I could just cope without knowing. Lara Lewington, 5 News.
Well, you only need to go as far as the cinema to see if that film's any good. Jason Solomons is Five's film critic. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Kate.
So, Jake Gyllenhaal in this film, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he's very good. I like Jake Gyllenhaal a lot. He's in one of my favourite films of this year, Zodiac. I interviewed him in Cannes, and I thought he was a really nice guy. And actually, but he's a very serious bloke, and he only does serious stuff.
Yeah, he always comes across very serious in the interviews.
Yeah, well, he's kind of from liberal Hollywood royalty. His dad's a scriptwriter, and his mum's a kind of, and his sister Maggie Gyllenhaal's also doing kind of serious films as well as lingerie adverts.
So, yeah, just slip that one in. The subject matter of this film, Extraordinary Rendition, which Lara's talking about there in the report. It's a controversial subject. Is it having much of an impact in the US?
Well, I think it's all these films that Lara put very well in her report. All these films, there's lots of them. There's Lions for Lambs. There's In the Valley of Ella. There's this one. They're all kind of, I don't know if they're big box office. I don't know if Americans want to go and see films that are saying to them, you know what, this war's a bit dodgy, your government's a bit dodgy. American audiences don't want to see this stuff. I like it.
So it's not done that well?
Well, it's all very done well, but it's not going to do that well in the box office. It's all sort of liberal Hollywood conscience stuff, and it might go well at the Oscars, but it's not going to get them packing him in during the half-term holidays at the box office, even though it's quite good and quite exciting. It's a little too liberal, in fact. It sits on the fence. I wanted to know, yes or no, is this guy guilty? Are Americans bad? It's too wishy-washy, this film, to be really effective.
What about the next